Now this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Honestly, one of the craziest I've ever seen. So we just done replacing the condenser, filled the system up with Freon. Everything went well. Replaced the spark plugs. I was headed to the store. I was going to go to the store to get to get a gas cap and to get a battery terminal. So I jumped in the car after I already tested the car and everything was working fine. The AC was working fine. Jump in the car, start the car, no AC. Looking at the HVAC unit, nothing comes on. I mean, literally, I'm talking about in a span of 5 minutes between when it was working perfectly fine to just now, there's a new problem. This HVAC unit itself is just not responding anymore. So I got a code for it. Let me see. We lost communication with the HVAC module. If it is still there. But this is about the craziest thing I've ever seen. So now the dilemma is how you explain to the customer that you did fix her AC, but now there's a no problem. This is something different. She does have a P011 and P0014. We have to replace those actuators. She ran the car with no oil at all, like literally zero oil. I had actually made a video about that, which I would probably link to this one, or actually in the editing process I should. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to show it to you now. Body control module, I'm not interested in none of that stuff. I want to see the HVAC module, which is not even doing that right now. So we're going to escape completely out of here. Control unit instead. And we're going to go to the HVAC unit right there. Watch what happens. Trouble codes. Read codes. Then, no com. No com with the HVAC unit. So I don't have a wiring diagram, so I was just poking around. Was able to get this out of here. Basically just pop up, on the side here there's some tabs. These ones were kind of hard, so but just know that's what you got to do. And then there's a hidden screw right up in here. There's a screw right there. So once you take that off, you can basically put it towards yourself and down, and of course the shifter has to be back, and it should give you what you need to do. So but anyway, so I get over here. Like I said, I don't have a wiring diagram, so I basically look at all of these wires in the back, the two connectors, and I just look at the wires. That's the fat wires. Usually in my experience those would be powers and grounds. So I haven't checked the grounds yet, but I did check the powers. So I determined that this pin number 2 coming from this side right here, this is 1, the yellow one, then there's a brown one 2. That pin right here, that's a power wire, because I'm connected to ground right now. I'm gonna show it to you. And that red and white also is another power feed. So these two power feed are there. Okay, we're gonna prove it just now. I'm gonna back probe it. I got my test light to ground, right? And then look what happens. Right there. You see? So I'm gonna go to the other power feed. Like I said, I don't have a wiring diagram, so this is just something that I'm doing because I don't want to have the customer take it to another shop. But as you can see, clearly I got definitely 2 powers coming in. So now I got to determine the ground, which I have to connect my test light to a positive, and then look for a ground. I'm thinking this black wire here, this one probably a steady ground right there. So I think if I got ground here and the 2 powers are good and they steady, I'm calling the module. I'm gonna have to go get a used module. But this is insane, like literally, because now, like I said, the dilemma is how do you explain to a customer that, because when she came, she had this thing working, meaning like at least she was trying to blow something here, no AC, but it was on. So from that to now telling her that, yo, this whole thing is now bad. But she's like, well, I thought you was fixing it. What did you fix, right? So I don't know, man. That's just not fun right now, honestly. That just sucks. So yeah, let me try to find a, I don't know what I'm going to do to find a power source. You know what? I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of these fuses out, and I'm going to use one of these alligator clips, and I'm going to grab the pin with the alligator clip. That'll give me power, and the other end I'm going to clip it to my scope on the rope there, and we're going to test that one wire. And if I got light there, that means that's the ground, and it's proving it's the ground. I think we're done here. We got the combination of no com. I got 2 powers going into this unit, and a ground, if it is a ground, and it's still not coming on. Yes, I don't have, no, I don't have a wiring diagram, which I should, but, you know, I wouldn't mind calling it, especially if we're going to get, for example, a used unit. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much money, and then we'll just pop it in here and see what happens. But it really sucks for me right now. To show you what I'm talking about, right there, one of those fuses right there. So, you know, the pins are pretty large, so you can grab it with your alligator clips. Hooked up to scope on the rope. I'm still on the black wire there, as I showed you just now. So now I'm gonna probe it, and yes, we are right. That is a constant ground, and nothing is happening. You know, so we got 2 powers. We found a ground. The unit is still not functioning. I think I'm done here. What would you do in my situation? In this car, by the way, it's a Craptiva. I can't find 0 information about anything at all when it comes to this car for some reason. You know, so yeah. Anyway.